680's business editor Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, they certainly did it. The Bank of Canada raising interest rates for the first time in 7 years.
Yeah, with the backdrop of an improving Canadian economy, Francis, and with the expectation that inflation will be going up down the road, the bank dusted off its rate hike button. Interest rates going up 25 basis points to 0.75%. And a lot of economists are thinking we're going to see more rate hikes later this year and next. So let's look at some of the knock-on effects here. First off, the big banks, they've already increased their mortgage rates. Both the fixed rates and the prime rate has gone up at the major banks, 25 basis points to 2.95%. Your average variable rate mortgage will cost you about $85 more per month. That's based on a $750,000 variable rate mortgage. Savers should like this, although the rates for GICs and savings accounts tend to rise a lot more slowly than the borrowing rates do. It's still not a great environment for savers. Next, watch out for your lines of credit, especially your home equity line of credit. Those are going to cost you more to service. Interest rates are going up, but wages aren't. We're seeing very anemic wage growth in Canada. So bottom line is this rate hike is going to cost a lot of Canadians money. Finally, good news for the TSX. Bay Street was down a couple of points today, but generally speaking, Francis, the rate hike should boost the banking stocks, and that should have a positive effect on the TSX.
It also boosted the loonie today, Richard.
Sure did. We saw a big move on the Canadian dollar, Francis. It was up more than a cent to a one-year high. Takes about $1.27 Canadian to buy one U.S. dollar. Favorable exchange rate, at least is what we compared to what we've been looking at. Where does it go from here? Well, it depends who you listen to. Scotiabank thinks the loonie has room to move higher, maybe past 80 cents. Royal Bank, though, thinks it's going to head south again, back to the low 70s.
Interesting. Okay, let's switch gears, talk about some fast food. So we know drinkers love and know that late night booze pairs well with burgers and fries, but it's often a problem for McDonald's because the fast food giant has to deal with drunks. But now they've come up with a way to kind of stop that while you're waiting for a Big Mac. It's
a measure, Francis, a lot of companies have used, but McDonald's is rolling it out on a big scale. And I wanted to try it out here and see, although we're not inebriated, see if it calms our nerves. It's classical music.
Oh, really?
Are you feeling calmer right now, Francis?
Maybe mildly irritated, but no.
I've lost the urge to fight with you. It's working with me, Francis.
Well, that's
calmer. All jokes aside, McDonald's is rolling out classical music, late night classical music, in many of its stores, and so far it has indeed calmed inebriated nerves. McDonald's is trying this now in Scotland, the UK, and Australia, and pumping in Bach, Beethoven, and the like has indeed had a positive effect. It's curbed violence and vandalism, and it's not surprising because studies have shown, Francis, that classical music calms people by releasing pleasure-inducing dopamine in the brain and represses the release of stress hormones.
So will it make them stay longer at the restaurant or out so they can cycle through people faster?
Yeah, that's probably what they want. They don't want especially the inebriated type to hang around too long.
So IKEA Canada is coming out with a very unique cookbook.
Yeah, this is neat. I want you to take a look at it. Basically what it is, it's a cookbook, but it's made of parchment paper with non-toxic ink, and it's designed so you portion the ingredients directly on the page. There are blank spaces for everything from sauces to herbs to garlic, and when you match all the ingredients to their spots on the page, you simply wrap up the page and put it in the oven. Of course, this features a food that's found in IKEA's food hall, so they want you to know to buy more of their own product. IKEA's food has become increasingly popular with shoppers, so much so that the company's thinking about opening standalone restaurants. Research finds, Francis, that 30% of IKEA customers visit not for the furniture, but specifically for the grub.
Their cookies, their chocolate cookies, really good.
Are they good?
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
I'm not a big IKEA guy. I hear the meatballs are popular, but...
Apparently so. So you may not have heard his name since the 90s, but one country music artist is still raking in massive amounts of cash.
It is Garth Brooks, or Chris Gaines, if you like. Remember, he had his alter ego there. So Garth Brooks, yeah, you mightn't have heard of him in a while, but country fans certainly have. Forbes today says Mr. Brooks made $60 million just over the past 12 months. The country star has launched a lucrative comeback tour. He often plays more than a show a day. He's also playing the housing market. Brooks and his wife, Trisha Yearwood, recently selling their Malibu beach house for $7 million. Can you name a Garth Brooks song, Francis?
I cannot. not.
Me neither. But you know, country, the most popular radio format in Canada, so there are a lot of country fans out there.
There are, and we love them.
We do, even though we can't name anything.
All right, thank you, Richard.